Hello YouTubers, this is Frank the Bam. Welcome to World Cinema Reviews, and today we're going to talk about another guilty pleasure of mine. I'm going to try to start introducing some new movies, as we have done with the second 300 film. Now we're going to follow up with Captain America, the Winter Soldier, starring Chris Evans, Samuel L. Jackson, and the beautiful, gorgeous Scarlett Johansson. And I'm gonna tell you what I like about it, and why I think this is a pretty good film right off the bat. I tell you, I enjoyed the film. I liked it okay, but I still think, just like the first Captain American film, that it could have been great. It's good, but it's not great, and I'm gonna tell you why. First of all, right off the bat, let me just dive into the film. And the Winter Soldier follows the Avengers 2 years later, and you know Chris Evans, of course, playing the role of Captain America, Steve Rogers. It's kind of like still getting used to life uh, in today's world. As we know, he was a World War II war hero that spoilers from the first film. He was transported and frozen, accidentally frozen and transported into today's world. That's why he's able to fight with all the other, all the other Avengers superheroes, such as like Iron Man and the Hulk and Thor, so on. And right off the bat, the film starts great. As he's getting used to, he's given this mission to do. And one thing, before I actually dive into the actual plot, let me say this is as much. It's a stylish film. It's like there's some good thought put into it, some mystery elements, political, and undertone. I will say even some WikiLeaks things in there. Current world, what's a mole, a spies, the spy game type of thing, which kind of surprised me, because I just thought it was just going to be a your standard action flick, but no, it's actually has pretty good things in there. And the plot follows Chris Evans just right off the bat, man, kicking butt, doing a mission. um, what else can I say? The action in this film is extremely well done. I love the action sequences, first rate. Not as much CGI. I like that throwback to the and I love the hand-to-hand combat. Um, there's a cameo uh, by mon ami, Monsieur Georges Saint-Pierre. Vous, vous êtes très bon. Vous êtes trop fort, mon ami. He's very strong. He's really good. He's the mixed martial art, uh, ex-champion, recently retired, and he makes a cameo there, and he actually fights Captain America. Big, small spoiler. This doesn't have anything to do with the plot really much. But pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff, man. The action scenes. Um, the fights between the Winter Soldier, oh man, and Captain America are superb. I wish you could have seen more, know more about that later. Um, and I did enjoy the basically the plot. Just coming back to it, is that after solving a mission, um, Captain America and Sam Jackson reprising his role as the the leader of you know uh, Shield, as director of Shield, Nick Fury, and he suspects that there's somebody leaking information outside of Shield, and uh, Sam Jackson is conducting an investigation. There's a plot twist. I'm not going to spoil it. Um, Something something maybe tragic happens, and that spawns the um, ire of Captain America, who needs to solve whatever, whatever this character has gone through. There's some tragedy with this character, and Captain America needs to solve it with the help of Scarlett Johansson. But because there's a mole, Captain America goes through this difficult stage of doesn't know who to trust, and it actually has a well thought of plot, nice twist, some things you won't see coming, some things you might. So basically, what works here? What works is, the plot well written, extremely good action scenes, really good popcorn film. There's um, the after the end and credit scenes, awesome. I think you'll enjoy them. I did. Um, that's what works. And this is why I'm going to go in a little bit of a tiny rant here. I really enjoy this film, but there's fundamental problem here. And I'm going to talk about why I think that this film could have been awesome. I think it's cool, but it's not awesome. And the reason is the heart problem. I think the director here, the directors, I'm sorry, this is being directed now by Anthony Russo and Joe Russo, and unlike the first Avenger, which is the first film, directed by Joe Johnston here, and the thing is that I used to think that Chris Evans, um, may not be such a great, range actor. He's just a good-looking model type looking dude, and at first I thought about it and I said, man, it's his fault. But now I'm looking deeper. I'm looking at the writers and directing of the film, and I think that be, because I asked my female friends at work and a couple of other friends, and asked them, what is it? Do you think that Chris Evans is a great actor, is a good actor, or adequate, or do you think he's lousy? And most of the response were, I don't really care how he acts. He's just damn awesome looking. And and I started thinking about it. If I was Chris Evans, man, I don't have to do much. I just have to look good in the camera, show my rippling arms and my muscle, my abs, and that's pretty much, that's all I need to do. And I need to kick butt on the screen, and that's it. But it's not Chris Evans' fault. Chris Evans actually does a pretty adequate job, and let me tell you why I think he's actually a good actor. He brought heart into the first film, which is the Captain America, the First Avenger. That film was actually, I would say, as equally good as this one, but also has some flaws. Uh, but the flaw of this film, of the newer film that we're talking about today, the Winter Soldier, is the uh, the heart factor. There is a very deep connection with, without spoiling it, with the Winter Soldier, and their fights are awesome. They should have done more. There should have been more interaction, because that will show the heart. Chris Evans doesn't show a heart, and not because he can't show a heart here in this film, is because he was not written a heart. And the reason why I said that is because he's such a cool guy in the first film. We see him as somebody that, he's a weakling. He's somebody that's small in stature, that's submitted to genetic enhancing uh, um, experiments to prove that he can be a super soldier that he became, and that's in the first film. And he shows how much he cares about his country, being America first, how much he cares about his friends Bucky, and how much he sacrifices for his country, the love of the girl. Captain America in the first film is all heart. The problem with the first film is that the ending's dumb and rushed, and there's a lot of plot holes here. Hugo Weaving is awesome as the bad guy in the first film, and however they didn't use it right, and that stupid makeup as Red Skull is just sucks. I'm sorry. That kind of turned me off. I had another friend that told me that this is just dumb. That's where the flaws of why Captain America the first one wasn't great. Could have been great. Could have been great. A flaw. Now this film, here we go. Same, different problem, same outcome. Good film, could have been great. It's the fact that we have that he's not written hard, and the reason why he's not written hard is because if you think about it, if you're like frozen for like 50 years, your friends die, your parents die, everybody you love who knew, it's gone. You'll be pretty much messed up in the head. I mean, and you're a human being. You something really wrong's gonna happen to you. I mean, seriously. It would to me. I think pretty much to anybody else that I would ask. So this is the deal. He seems just fine with it. He seems like, oh yeah, I'm super soldier. I'm gonna roll with it. That's BS. That doesn't work. That does not work. I love Falcon. His friend introduced here, which has some post-traumatic war things going on. That could have been awesome if Captain America would seem more human and gone through some of that. No love interest also. I know it's cliche, why does the hero always need a love interest? Blah 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 blah. It's not that. It's just that it just lacks humanity. I'm pretty much sure that the dude is lonely. He can't relate to anybody. In today's world compared to his. So that took a lot from the film. Could have been great. So you have two fundamental flaws. First film, to sum it all up, it's just dumb directing at the end. I don't know why they rushed the ending, and I actually don't know that story, but it seems pretty rushed. It seems lazy too, and they could have done way other things to put them on today's world rather than that. It seems like they wrote the ending on the back of a napkin in the last 10 minutes or something like that. Now, in this, it's just his lack of humanity, man. If you would have put a more human Captain America, I know the film's doing great. It's not that, and people still like it. I liked it. I liked the Winter Soldier, but they needed to give him more human side. The interaction with the Winter Soldier would have been so much better. The spoilers at the end, the little extra credit scenes would have been so much more. That's just it, man. Um, so that's the Winter Soldier. Go see it. I love it. I'm gonna go ahead and give it 1.5 thumb up. So it's pretty good. Must see. You gotta see it, but it just doesn't reach the two, man. It needs something. But I don't want to discourage you from seeing it. I liked it. I want you to see it, but it just breaks my heart, man, that could have been an awesome film. Same thing as the first one. Big Avenger fan myself. I love it. Love the comic books. Love everything about it. But it just lacks some heart, man. Now, as far as my channel, what's next with me? I'm going back to my roots. Expect some more foreign reviews. I'm doing Rec, the Spanish version of Quarantine, and so you expect to see a type of a versus, same thing I did with Shutter. I had a comment about Demons 2, which I haven't seen, by the great Dario Argento. So I'm gonna dwell into that, and I hope to bring more foreign films. I'm trying to catch little ones here and there, see if I can. I definitely want to do some Japanese. I'm thinking about Ringu and the Ring. Leave comments if you like this. If you didn't, tell me why. God bless you guys. Sorry I haven't been doing videos, but I'm gonna try to do more and more videos coming soon. I've been really busy in my life. A lot of things have gone on, but I love you guys. I love your comments. Leave them here. Subscribe if you like me. If you don't, I'm sorry, I'm not your cup of tea. God bless you. Have a good night.